and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you to Karen Parrish for leading us in the pledge. And I would also like to thank Karen for all of her hard work and service with the Housing Authority. So she's doing a great job. She's leading a great group of people, and they're doing great things. So thank you, Karen. The only item that we've got on the agenda this evening is to name the finalists for the city administrator position and authorize negotiations. I will ask for a motion, a second, and then ask for council comment. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve Randy Knighton.
Motion to approve the finalists for the city administrator position. The name is Randy Knighton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Tizer. And I will open it up to comments from council. I would like to add before I open it up that this is to authorize a finalist in the city administrator search, and the process starts now. It'll be a 2-week process, and it will involve public meeting, and also we've got a lot of information to give you on this excellent candidate. So tonight is the first meeting that we will move forward on this. So I would encourage you all to read his resume and Google Randy Knighton. I think he's a great candidate for the City of Roswell City Administrator. So having said that, council comments. Councilmember Palermo.
Thank you, Mayor Henry. So something I've learned and heard from mentors over the years is when running a business or leadership and different aspects around there is you hire slowly and you fire fast. If it's the wrong person, then it's not going to change over time. And to make sure to find the right person, you want to make sure to do that right long-term decision. And unfortunately, I think something I've seen with this majority is it's either firing very slowly or never, and the hiring seems to be really rushed and just really trying to really speed up such a major decision. At the end of the day, Roswell is serving well. We have a good process. Of course, we need to make an important decision on who the right long-term city administrator should be. But at the end of the day, nothing is on fire right now from that standpoint. Residents are getting their service, et cetera. And so to see just such a rush to appoint someone, to make sure, apparently there's a goal or a need to have this done prior to an upcoming election that's less than 2 months away, about a month and a half away. I just don't see how that's beneficial for the community, because ultimately, city is still running. Any rezoning comes forward, we're making a decision on it. We are moving forward good ordinance updates. We are moving forward a lot of decisions. This is a decision to decide who should the mayor and council work with long term. And even as we look up at this mayor and council, we know one thing definitely for sure. One of the council members will absolutely not be serving in January. They've decided not to run for re-election. And at the end of the day, we don't know if there'll be any other changes or not, but I don't see what we gain by rushing it. And the biggest reason why is something that I've learned and heard from is, and actually even see in the corporate world, a lot of the decisions on which job to take is based on who's the manager, who do you want to work for, and apparently that's certainly the case with government positions as well, in the sense that you will have people that could be great candidates that are not going to want to apply when there's the potential that the majority of their managers are about to change and not be a part of that decision. And so that's why, again, I just really question on why this was rushed the way that it was rushed.
Thank you. I would like to point out that this was not rushed. This was more than a 4-month process. We went through the proper channels through Mercer Group, Ellen Reddish, I think that they did a great job. There was nothing rushed about this over 4 months, looking at who we would put into this position. I would also like to say, while you say it's rushed, I say it is not. While you say we need to wait until after an election, I say that it's imperative that we go ahead and make decisions in due time, and this is due time. And I would also like to make the argument that leading the city of Roswell, would much rather have seasoned, experienced elected officials making this decision as opposed to newly elected officials that really don't even know where to find the bathroom in City Hall. So I think that it's very important that we look at this person to provide stability going forward, particularly if there is a new council. Additional comments, Councilmember Zapata.
Thank you, Mayor Henry. First, I want to assure everybody in Roswell that the city of Roswell is currently functioning. I want to assure you that, so there's no misunderstanding here. The city is functioning. Actually, we have an interim city administrator, Mr. Michael Fisher, here, who is working very hard to make sure the city is functioning. Again, the city of Roswell is functioning. There's no emergency here, okay? Just want to everybody understand this. Second, we are 7 weeks. We are 7 weeks away of a very important election of 4 elected officials, being the mayor, one of the 4 to be elected now. So even though we have every 4 years election, this one is 4 out of 7 will be elected. So from my perspective, it's a very important election, especially because it's also a mayor election on this cycle. So, then, tonight is the perfect example of rushing the process. A little bit over teeny bit, 24 hours ago, this meeting was announced. So, and I'm so glad that all of you are here today with a very short notice. So this proof that is rushing. We are sitting right now with a proof that is rushing. The information was given around September 9 here, with all the candidates. So September 9, I have the day here on my folder. So, it is rushing. And no need, because again, the city is functioning. So, my personal opinion, out of decency, knowing that in 7 weeks we have a big election, no need to rush tonight a meeting with a little bit over 24 hours notice to the community of such important decision that is going to be taken here tonight. So, seems to me that it's going to pass. I have the feeling. So then, what we need to focus, once that this pass, that seems that it's going to pass, I'm not sure, I hope not, but it's not looking like that. So we have to take care of what is going to be the contract later. So there, we can't justify 9 months of severance package to the taxpayers of Roswell. It will be fiscally irresponsible to assume such a liability. So once that this passed, we have to make sure that we don't get to the new elected officials past the liability of over nine months or more of severance package. We watched a discussion critical on the past. So, so that, I will never support 9 months of severance package. I think it's fiscally irresponsible. So, and again, the city is functioning.
Let me just correct a couple of things here. Number one, I'm not sure where Councilmember Zapata is coming up with 9 months severance package. What we are here tonight to do is to name a finalist in this position. We're not appointing that person tonight. This will be a 2-week process by Georgia law that we will not circumvent. We will follow law. And when you're talking about a severance package, to my knowledge, Councilmember Zapata, we haven't discussed severance. We haven't discussed a contract. I'm not sure where you came up with 9 months. However, I'm telling you that none of those decisions have been made. We have not made anyone an offer. We're naming a finalist tonight, period. Councilmember Tizer.
Thank you, Mayor. All that as it may, I'd like to encourage the citizens of Roswell to Google Randy Knighton, Knighton. Look at Randy's background. His resume and his accomplishments will be available by Georgia law for everyone to look at. This is a man with the kind of experience that we need. There's a finite group of qualified people to be city administrators out there. Our consultant has, since May, scoured the available list. He's come up with came up with a group of finalists. We interviewed them. We, as a group, last Thursday, came up with 2 people we wanted more information on, and had them come back on Monday to talk with them. So this has been going on since May. But more importantly, let's focus on the person and whether we all think that person is the right person to help lead the department. I don't know if the process will involve Mr. Knighton meeting some folks during that 2-week process or not, but I can tell you that I was very impressed. There's an article from the Hall County newspaper from 2011, which describes Mr. Knighton. I thought about reading it to everybody tonight, but I'd encourage you to read it on your own. This is a very special person with very special skill sets, starting with community planning and community development. Those are areas that I know are near and dear to everyone's heart. The man has 3 college degrees. He has a degree in criminal justice, a degree in, I believe it's municipal government, and he has a master's degree, and he has another master's degree in divinity. This is a very, very smart man who has a very long and quite varied career. And again, we can talk about process and we can talk about all those things, but again, I'm going to encourage you to focus on the man and come to a conclusion at the end of the 14 days whether we think he's the right man for this particular job.
Councilmember Hall.
Thank you, Mayor. And I will go back to process. I tell you, I was very, very disappointed in the process. In the corporate world, and I checked in other government organizations as well, a CEO or a top-level executive search is typically 12 months. It's perhaps as little as 6 months, but typically in the 9 to 12-month range. This is a search that we did in 90 days. We used a consultant that had provided a our previous administration hire. I don't believe that we used a very innovative search. We are looking for 2 directors. One of those directors is a community development director. We have been 10 months in that search, and I think we're getting close. And that is a position that is lower than the CEO administrative level position. I don't believe we fully explored and are doing justice to the citizens of Roswell by expediting the search in this way.
Thank you. Councilmember Judy.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, I'm excited and I'm sad for the city of Roswell. I'm excited because we went through a process by a company, the Mercer Group, who does this all the time. This is what they do. The gentleman said he would be proud to bring any of our 4 candidates to any city, that they would be a good candidates for any city. I'm sad because this has turned political based upon an upcoming election and political maneuvering. We, as a community, have to get past this on every single issue. Tonight we have a gentleman who is very well educated, calm, cool, collected, measured, smart, and I can't wait for everybody to meet him because you're going to be very, very impressed with this gentleman. We need to give the 14 days time. Let people Google him, meet him. Hopefully he'll come up here and meet everybody. Talk to him. Don't make a judgment based upon what you're hearing about the process. Let's look at the man. Let's look at who we've chosen to lead the city of Roswell, lead our staff. And if you want, we can't really compare this to other searches. In the other searches, there were situations which caused those searches to go that long, which we won't bring up this evening. But this is what that company does. They do searches like this. And I'm telling you, when you meet the gentleman, you're gonna be impressed. And I hope you give him the benefit of the doubt. He deserves it, and Roswell deserves it. And we need to look to our future and not start off on a bad foot.
Councilmember Wilsey.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. And just to echo some of the comments that I've heard, we went through a thorough executive search process that was presented and approved by this council over the past 3 to 4 months. We spent a very long couple of days going through the interview process, and I thought that it was very productive among members of this council. And that everyone had a chance to weigh in and made some, solid comments. And I thought that we were actually working together quite well on this process. I was very impressed throughout the process with Randy Knighton, and I think that if you all just get a chance to know him, take a look at his resume, and I think you'll see that the depth and the breadth of his experience and his knowledge are exactly what Roswell needs right now. He's led a staff of 1,100 employees. He's also at Hall County. He's led a smaller city staff in Stockbridge, but he's also helped them walk through some very difficult times and emerge as a stronger community together. Again, I think if you just get to know him, you'll be impressed by his intelligence and knowledge. And just give him a chance. I think he's the right person to guide Roswell forward, and I think he just might be the one that'll be able to help us heal some of the unrest that we're feeling right now. Thank you.
Additional comments from council? Councilmember Zapata.
Thank you, Mayor. So, I've been hearing everybody here, and it's more than clear that is 2 messages here. One is just focus about the finalist. Another message say, wait a minute, before a finalist, there's a process. Before the finalist is the decency of, letting the next elected officials that will be only in 7 weeks. That's it. In 7 weeks, we have the election. So the decency to let these new elected officials to participate and have a voice on what they're going to have to deal with for 4 years of their term. So there's 2 different things. one narrative tell you just focus on the finalists that we're choosing here today, that we selected in 3 or 4 months. The other one said, wait a minute, this is a process that took only 3 or 4 months and is not contemplating the decency of let the next elected official, whoever they are, to have a voice and a say on the next city administrator, which is the top executive in the city of Roswell. So these two totally different. Then it's up to all of you, which narrative do you believe more? You believe on the decency of letting the next one, or you believe on the rushing and just pushing one finalist tonight that was advertised in a little bit over 24 hours. And so this is clear. I mean, I hear everybody, and I can clearly see these two different positions.
Additional comments from council? We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your hands. And that is Tizer, Wilsey, and Judy. All those opposed, Zapata, Hall, and Palermo. I will vote in favor of the motion. We are adjourned.